Hello and welcome to another edition of Brooks Buzz. Brooks Buzz is a segment on our podcast, The People's Rose. Obviously, you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app right now, or you're watching us on YouTube, and we appreciate it. We talk about tons of reality TV shows. And then we have shows that only Brooke really watches, or she catches us up on reality TV news. And so that's why we have the Brooks Buzz segment. Brooke, we love this segment. Everyone talks about it. It's the only reason some people listen to the show at all or watch us on YouTube. What do you got for us this week, Brooke?
All right. Well, we're gonna start out with Vanderpump because, we're in full swing of the season. Mm-hmm. And there are no Housewives airing right now,
wow.
which we will get into. I know, I saw some post and I tried to find it again to look it up, but it was like, for the first time in several years, there are no Housewives airing.
At all?
So, yeah. Wow. So it's very odd. I don't know what's going on with that.
Wow.
But so we're in Vanderpump and, it's kind of boring. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of a lot. It's still some fallout from Scandival, but I think for the most part, people are just like, okay, like we've moved on.
Right.
And obviously, Tom Sandoval has learned nothing.
Right.
Literally nothing. So he's still insufferable.
Okay.
And they talk a lot about Rachel Leviss, and she's not even there.
Right.
So, yeah, it's very interesting. I will say we had an interesting storyline with Schwartz and this girl that he was kind of seeing, but I loved the energy that she brought to the show because first of all, they're like the same person.
Right.
But in different forms. But they have this party, right? And they go out they go out, and all of the girls in the show are, dressed in heels and sequins and short dresses and hair fixed perfectly and tons of makeup and Botox and all of this, right?
Okay.
And she shows up just like chilling in like a trucker hat and some tinnies, and the girls were very rude to her. They bullied her. It was not cool. She ended up crying. But I was like, what a breath of fresh air to see this girl, like, just showing up how she is.
Uh-huh.
Just like being her, doing her own thing.
Right.
It sucks that she felt like she couldn't do that, because of the way that they responded. But anyway, it kind of turned out sad because Schwartz was like, she was really into him and he wasn't really into her in that way.
Right.
So we kind of saw them in things, and that was kind of sad, but I kind of liked her. I mean, she's kind of weird. Not gonna lie, she's kind of weird.
Okay.
But I kind of want to see more of her, but I don't think we will because they ended things. But, the truth is that the real star right now is The Valley.
Okay. And is that on E? I mean,
Bravo?
Yeah. Or is it on Hulu?
It's on Bravo.
I mean, Peacock.
It's on Bravo.
Okay.
So it airs right after Vanderpump.
Okay.
And it has some crossover sometimes. And it has some old people from Vanderpump.
Kristen.
So like Jackson, Brittany, and Kristen.
Right.
Kristen is still as unhinged as always. We love her though. We love her.
Right.
Jackson, Brittany, I think deep down Brittany at her core is nice and good.
Yeah,
and
I've always thought Brittany was nice.
And I think that she just like sees in Jax what nobody else can see.
That's tons of that happens all the time.
But yeah, so I think that, but they have since, I don't know if I've talked about this, but they have since separated. Mm-hmm. And there's another couple on the show that has separated. And I'm kind of wondering if like they kind of empowered each other to leave their toxic husbands.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. Brittany said he didn't cheat, but who knows? He's cheated in the past.
Right.
So we'll see. And then, what was I gonna say? Oh, the other couple that separated. Sorry, excuse me. His name is Jesse, and I can't remember her name, but he is, like, worse than Jax.
Oh, wow.
Like, just incredibly narcissistic.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't even really, like, joke and smile.
Uh-huh.
At least Jax, like, jokes and smiles
Right,
sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It's kind of tough, but, you know, that's that. It's good. The Valley's good.
Okay.
Now, we also have Jasmine Good.
Mm-hmm. From
who,
The Bachelor.
yeah,
right?
we have a crossover from The Bachelor.
Okay.
She was on Nick Vile's season, and now she's on The Valley because she apparently at one point also worked at Sir.
Yeah.
So, that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Seeing her again. And that's pretty much that. Any questions?
No, you know, for a little while, you were so into Vanderpump at one point, and you still are, but you would just have it on all the time. And so I liked kind of that OG cast, Katie, Christian, Stassi.
Yeah.
I don't know if this new stuff in the spinoff interests me at all. Really at all. They lost the charm of their original stuff.
I mean, it's different.
When they were like dead broke. You know?
Yeah, oh, for sure.
And so was kind of interesting, and I felt like, anyways. So no, I don't have any questions because I don't think I'm really interested in them anymore.
Okay, fair. All right. So even though Housewives is on a hiatus, we have news because we're starting to now hear of people who will not be returning for the next season.
Uh-huh.
So from Real Housewives of Potomac, we have Robin Dixon and Candace. Neither of them are returning.
No, Candace, thank goodness.
I like Candace, okay?
She's just so hypocritical.
She is very hypocritical, but she's funny. Her I mean, sometimes it's mean, but her one-on-ones interviews are very funny.
Those are all good. We can't lose Robin Dixon. I had to verify who Robin was.
Robin is a snorer.
Sometimes you need a good snore. We can't lose Robin
gosh.
Dixon.
I think Robin, she just wouldn't ever fully disclose.
And I appreciated that about her.
Yeah, but neither does her buddy. What's her name? Her best friend on the show. Oh gosh, she's like, why can't I think of her name? She was married to the mega church pastor.
I don't know their names as well as you do.
Oh my gosh, this is bad. I can't think of her name.
So, but what about her? Neither of them disclose, is what you're saying.
Yeah, neither of them really disclose. Giselle?
Yeah.
Giselle, yeah. So yeah, they're out. Candace, you know, in the finale, she got into another altercation.
And like physical altercation?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get her out of here.
Now, she didn't really, as far as I know, throw any punches, but she had a champagne bottle in her hand and she was ready to go.
Get her out of here.
Ready to go, just in case.
Right.
And she, you know, when they kind of confronted her about it on the reunion, she was just like, it's not me. I'm not starting these. And it's kind of just like, well, you also could choose to disengage, which is kind of what they were telling her too. So, but I mean, I get it. You want to defend yourself too, but it's just, we all, yeah. Okay. So I think they were kind of just like, you need to be, in Andy Cohen's words, put on pause for a little bit.
Okay.
And see, what happens. Now, on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Crystal, I don't know if you even know her. She was, I think she was only on for 2 seasons. She was good friends with, who were her friends? She was friends with, I don't even know, but she was a little insufferable.
She's gone too.
She didn't make the cut. She's
leaving.
I wanted to like her. I really wanted her to be on there. But she had this whole thing about how, like, she had all these friends. Let me not speak on it because I don't remember the story, but something about a bunch of friends that she is no longer friends
let's
with.
not say anything we don't know. We're not. 100%
I
on, okay?
know. Okay.
I don't want you to. We don't need any more fact checking.
I know. Let me stop. Let me stop there. But Crystal, yeah, she's not coming back. And Anna Marie, she was there for only this season, and she's not coming back either.
Okay.
And actually, that was like a big thing, was they were beefing this season. It was Anne Marie and Sutton were beefing.
Okay.
So, yeah, she's not coming back. Okay, then Alexia on Real Housewives of Miami. Her husband filed for divorce.
Okay.
And in the last season, the very first episode, she has this party and she has all the girls over, and the girls and their partners, and she makes this toast, and she's like, I'm sure you are all wondering where Todd is, and so am I. So all the girls were like, is everything okay? And she's like, oh, yeah, everything's fine. He just, didn't want to come, so I don't know where he is. And then he had gotten into, he had shared some words with some other of the men last season, but then he made this public apology, and so it seemed like everything was fine. But then when they were having all these people over, he was like, I don't want to go. And she was like, okay, whatever. And then everyone was like, well, that was like a thing for the whole season, that they were having money problems and they weren't doing well. And they were just like denying it. And they like went out to dinner and like laughed and joked about it. And now this. But and of course she was like, I was totally blindsided. I was shocked.
Yeah.
So that happened. Now for the saddest news of all. Gerry and Theresa are getting a divorce.
Yeah. Yeah.
3 months post-wedding. 3 months. Okay? Is love even real?
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Yeah, I think Gerry, it's so crazy. They picked a great guy for the show. And he seemed so, and he is, I'm sure, he was a great guy for our lead, and he treated the woman with respect for the most part. I'd say 95% of the time. He wasn't disrespectful.
Until the end.
Yeah, he maybe made some choice decisions that basically all the leads have to face, that he kind of faced in the wrong way, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really surprised.
What?
No, I'm not really surprised. There's so much stuff that came out about Gerry, accusations from his exes.
She said in their interview that it had nothing to do with that.
Right, but that's one thing. Like, somebody could have a bad past, and the reason you're breaking up with them has nothing to do with their bad past. But the same thing that made their bad past their bad past.
But you're realizing that there are some red flags.
It's still happening.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's still that person that upset that other woman.
Sure.
So that's not what I'm accusing him of. I'm not saying he stepped out or anything like that. But I will also say about his relationship, I believe her name was April. There were some women that I think he had a stronger chemistry with, you would think, or made it more sense. And I never saw it with him. And I forgot her name already. Theresa. I never saw it, but they both had lost a spouse.
Yeah.
They really bonded up over that, and that was his first one-on-one, and that was the one who made him feel comfortable with the whole process.
Yeah, true.
And people say this is the reason she was the richest one as well. So some people, that's what people say.
Oh my god!
But I see it more as just like it was one of those things, like, oh, yeah, we both had spouses die, but you know, I don't know if they I never thought their connection was the strongest.
Oh,
I never did. But you were just, everyone's so happy for him.
You were thinking Leslie all the way.
Thought Leslie. I thought April was a stronger connection. I think that's her. I hope that's her name. The lady he eliminated her after the date at the fair, at the like little amusement park place. She was from I think she was from New York or New Jersey. She had a strong accent.
I don't remember.
Anyways, everyone's like, "Oh, this is so crazy," but I have zero shock factor to this at all.
Well, I just don't understand why get married. Do you think it was just like they were just caught up in the moment and they're like, oh, we really love each other, let's get married? Do you think there was pressure from ABC?
Yeah, there's definitely pressure from ABC. It was a televised wedding.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. After the dust settles, all the drama stuff. You ever see those? Like, think about this. You ever see those those big romantic comedy movies? So much crazy. All these circumstances happen. Sometimes all the craziness happens, and if you think for 1 second, what happens after the end of the movie, where everything kind of settles down. I think a lot of these relationships that are so crazy end up being like, oh, you know.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean,
So
they
that
basically have a trauma bond because they're doing so much so fast, so like
and have actual trauma.
pressure. Yeah, but then they come back down to reality and they're like, oh, well, I don't want to move to Indiana and I don't want to move to New Jersey.
Right. And I want to see my family for Thanksgiving. I'm Grampy.
Yeah.
And I have to see my family. I'm whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And they had said, but that was crazy. They were in the interview, they were like, we had decided to move to North Carolina, but then we were looking at houses and we were kind of just like, nothing, this doesn't really feel right. It's kind of like, oh, yikes. And I mean, I don't know. It's almost like, did you even try, though? Couldn't you tried a little harder?
No, I think sometimes you know, and sometimes it's not about trying. Sometimes you're like, wow, that's crazy. And it's shocking that they had that clarity after the wedding.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. As a married couple, they should have tried. I see.
Yeah.
I agree with that. But I never saw it. I do think if you pick Leslie, they'd still be happily married.
Oh my goodness.
Leslie, come on the show. Leslie.
Because Leslie was like not wanting to leave where she lived.
Yeah, but that's still closer to Indiana. They could do that.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Leslie, come on the show, talk about it. Let this be the first stop on your tour. And we actually don't even want to talk about Gerry, Leslie. We just want to know what's going on in your life.
We talk about your life.
So get this to Leslie. I know you were in this latest season of Bachelor. Maybe you have some insight on that. What's happening in your life? How your grandchildren are doing? Mm-hmm. Is that all we got?
That's it.
Okay, let's get into the discussion. First of all, thank you for Brooks Buzz. Always beautiful, always buzzy. Oh my goodness, we didn't do our Brooks Buzz intro. Brooks.
I did buzz.
Did you buzz? Okay.
I don't know.
But thank you for that. Let's continue to talk about reality TV and talk about another show that we're watching, The Circle. The Circle
Dude,
on Netflix.
We love The Circle.
We love The Circle. It's so
Every
good.
time it comes back, I'm like, oh yeah, I love this show. I desperately want to go on The Circle.
Yeah.
I think it would be so fun. I think it would be so anxiety producing, but also so fun. I would not like to be separated from you and our son for that long.
But that would be the storyline. I can see you on Netflix crying,
for sure.
Like, holding a picture of Jamie, like, I just miss you, Mama misses you so much.
Every time we watch The Circle, I start literally in my everyday life being like, Circle, message, Jarrett, I love you, babe, have a great day.
Send message. Yeah, The Circle is really cool. Just for those who are unfamiliar with the premise, The Circle is a TV show where the game takes place on a social network. It's a totally made up social network for the show called The Circle. All the contestants live in the same building, but they don't interact with each other face to face. They all only communicate through the social network, be it through group messaging, private messaging, posting on people's walls, looking at other people's profiles. You spend your whole time in your apartment room for the show, interact with The Circle, on the social network, and you play the games on the social network. You compete with each other on this social network called The Circle.
It is such a good social experiment.
Exactly.
It is like a great social experiment.
And you're totally isolated.
And you can decide if you want to play as yourself or if you want to be a catfish.
Exactly, a catfish.
And that's like kind of what I think the contestants have kind of taken it upon themselves to like try and weed out the catfish.
Right.
It's truly, really just like a popularity contest.
Right, catfishing.
Just but then,
does everyone know what catfishing is? Is that a common phrase? I think so. Go ahead. So.
But then it's like it's like most popular, right? But then it's also like, but you don't want to be too popular.
Yeah, so we didn't get to that. Just to be clear, the way the game works is you rank people in the circle every week or however every instance,
whatever,
and you rank from top to best, and the top people in the circle. This is the traditional. They break from it sometimes for twist. The top people become influencers. The top two become influencers, and the influencers vote out someone from the social network, the circle, that they no longer want to play in the game. And you do that, and they do that until they get to the final, however many people, whatever number they decide. And there's a final ranking to decide who is the winner of the circle.
Yeah.
And so go continue.
So it's like you want to be popular, but then it's like you don't want to be that popular because then at the end people will rate you low because they're trying to win,
Right. Well, at first it's so interesting because I think it's existed in the UK before it was on Netflix.
Okay.
But Netflix has taken it and placed it everywhere.
Yeah.
And now, so us, who are just playing like the Americans, we're playing it for the very first time. We're at the beginning. The strategy was evolving. People were kind of playing earnestly at first. Mm-hmm. Where I'm just going to rank on my heart who I think is the best person. Right. And then people, gamers are getting in there like, true. I love Brooke. She's awesome. But if I rank her high, she's going to win. So guess what, Brooke? You're going to be dead last. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of gamesmanship. It's really, really fun show to watch.
It really is so fun. And there's been really, really good twists this season.
Right.
So one of those being there was an AI.
Yeah.
AI chatbot in there.
Right, but the contestants didn't know until later that there was a contestant that they had been speaking with that they thought was a normal human person. But like on Twitter, when there's bots pretending to be people, this AI bot was pretending to be a made up.
It was bizarre.
And it was very good.
It was so good. Literally nobody guessed that this AI was the AI.
Right. And they started, the only reason they started guessing is because the producers thankfully told them because
they made them.
Because you can't have an AI chatbot win the game.
Yeah,
they told them, hey, there's that chatbot. But if they had not told anyone that AI was in here, that thing would have been gone to the finals.
And that was like that was the challenge for that week. We'll just say it by week. Was
to figure it out.
To figure out who it was, and then the person who was rated number 1, right, had to try and eliminate the chatbot, and they didn't. He didn't get it right. They all thought it was this one girl, and so he ended up sending her home. And when they eliminate, they get to go. The person who gets eliminated, or sometimes they make you eliminate face to face.
Right.
So basically, they get to semi-meet before they leave.
Right.
And that part is always so awkward.
It is.
It's so awkward.
For those who are fans of Netflix reality TV, it has the same stakes as when the Love is Blind contestants meet in the hallway for the first time.
Yeah.
When these people, because like, let's say you're the influencer and I have to go eliminate Brooke face to face. I've never seen her before. I don't know if Brooke is even I don't know if Brooke is just a 40-year-old man pretending to be Brooke, or AI chatbot. You have to go in the room and eliminate them. And then sometimes that person, like you said, gets to go meet someone. And so it's that, who is it going to be? We know, of course, because we know who everyone is.
Right.
But, man, it is a good show.
It is. And the thing is, too, is it's like, most of the time when there's a catfish, we're always like, it would have been so much better if you were just yourself.
Right.
Like, I feel like that's always how it is.
Yeah. When neither Brooke or I go in the circle, we're going to play ourselves. We've decided. And that's advice to you. If you're listening saying, oh, I'm planning to go in a circle, I want to go in a circle, I need some advice from the People's Rose. Just be yourself.
Yeah, just be yourself.
It's really the only person we've seen win as a catfish.
Yeah.
I forgot her name. She played as her husband.
That was wild.
And if you're going to play as your spouse, because you know them forwards and backwards, maybe. Everything else, it's really not even worth it.
There's always at some point like a moral dilemma too, though.
Right, because sometimes people have had flirtmances, showmances with someone who's a catfish, and sometimes a man or a woman was playing as the opposite gender, and now they're flirting with someone who they're not sexually normally attracted to, and all that good stuff.
Don't you think about like if you and I were in there, like if we met in there, we were flirting through the circle.
No, I don't think.
How cringe would it be if our first like flirty texts were out there for everyone to see? I know. And if you actually have to say it out loud, right. What you say, that kind of changes.
I'm trying to remember our very first flirty text was you inviting me to a game night or something. Yeah, so there was that, and then I think we were
talking about The Bachelor.
Yeah, we talked about The Bachelor, but I'm trying to remember when it turned to that.
Well, I think it was after we actually went on a date, and I specifically remember being like, oh, I just smile all the time when I'm talking to you, and you being like, your smile and your laugh is my favorite thing.
Okay. Don't give away the game for free. Don't give away the game for free. Okay. Yeah, no, you're right. That would be interesting. Okay, what I think before we end, because again, Brooke's Buzz in this first part of the circle, you can watch on YouTube before we end the video and then continue on with the podcast. Let's just do a rapid fire, our thoughts on the circle contestants.
Okay.
It's been 2 weeks, and so there's been 8 episodes. It's almost over.
We flew through them.
Yeah, we just binged those. Crunch.
Well, there's nothing else on.
Right. They release them all. They release 4 at a time on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And the way, really quick, this could almost be a whole our podcast in and of itself. The way Netflix structures the show is that it's never really always in the same.
Oh yeah, they format. Always leave you on a cliffhanger, so you have to keep going.
And it's never one you're like, oh, okay, I'll see what happens.
Right.
Next episode. It's like we look at each other like, okay, well, we have to start the next just to see it. So, okay, we got about 60 seconds. Let's go. Who is your favorite circle contestant?
Corey Tyler.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yes.
I like Corey Tyler, but your favorite?
Oh my gosh, my absolute favorite. I think she's cute.
Yeah.
I think she's fun. Yeah. I think the way she messages is the most real.
Yeah, you said she was very...
she also knows how to play the game, because when she like framed somebody, she made it when they were doing one of their little like or what do you call them? When they were doing one of their little games.
Yeah.
She basically threw someone under the bus.
Right.
I love her. I like her, and she has a little flirtmance with Poppy Fuego or
Miles.
Fuego Pop. What's his name?
Poppy. Who knows?
Whatever. I mean, she's my favorite. Who's your favorite?
Is it Raven? Is that her name? Rachel. Rachel. Is that her name?
There's no Rachel
Lauren.
Or Raven.
Lauren.
Or Lauren.
There is a Lauren.
Which
Lauren,
one?
the one that's always beefing with Paul, the Twitch streamer. The one who's horrible.
Oh, Lauren. Yeah, you like Lauren.
I think she's horrible at the game, but I think because here's the thing. We'll go through it really quickly. Olivia catfishing, the catfish. I forgot Olivia's name. I think it's Brandon. 0 chance. And he's playing too naive and earnestly for me.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, really quickly. For those watching on YouTube, thanks for watching. We're going to continue this discussion on the circle. And if you want to hear the rest of it, and our conversation about the Amazing Race, and about Farmer Wants a Wife, and you want to hear me do my Texan accent, you can continue to listen on our podcast. We'll put the link in the description. You can go to our website and listen to all our other episodes about reality TV. And we really hope you continue to listen and watch us. We pray you like and subscribe. Help us, continue to grow, because we are trying to grow, believe it or not. But thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed listening to Brooke's Buzz in this first part of the circle. And we'll see you on the rest of the podcast, or you'll hear us on the podcast.
Bye.
Bye.